Well, Mike Slater is a political analyst and conservative radio host based in San Diego, and he joins us once again. Mike, always good to have you with us. Are you part of the crew who running around with their hair on fire right now?
Panic for the future of the conservative movement?
Yeah.
Perhaps indeed. Trump is such a fascinating candidate. So on my radio show, I will have people call in and say, I support Donald Trump because he's against socialized health care and we're going to have a free market in medicine. And then the next call is someone who says, I support Donald Trump because he's for single payer, just like they have in Europe. And it's like, I've never heard a candidate where people support him for opposite reasons.
All things to all people.
Yes.
Tremendous. Now, Barack Obama was able to do that, but a little bit different. So Barack Obama in 2008, his platform was hope and change. So you could sort of project what you wanted to, because change is undefinable, like change to what? He never really defined that. So you could sort of project what you want. But Trump is literally opposite thing. Like it's different things, and he's everything to everyone.
Okay, so we've got the situation now where, and the concern that, the way I read the concern within the party, apart from, people worried that, it's going to be a disaster in November, but just for individual Republicans, Trump can say a lot of things and get away with it. And if it's the standard bearer for the party, if you're a member of Congress, the Senate, the House of Reps, and then you have to comment on each controversy of the day, where do you stand on the Muslim ban? Where do you stand on, the foul language? Where do you stand on this? You can't wither the same kind of attacks that Donald Trump does. And so you end up either having to criticize your party leader or you ruin your political career.
That's a really good point. Here's one thing that's interesting about what Trump's doing. He's breaking down the fourth wall. So if any thespians listening now, they'll understand this. So on stage or movies, if an actor addresses the crowd directly,
like
looks right at the camera, right? Exactly, House of Cards, perfect. They're breaking the fourth wall. Trump does that like a politician never has. He'll say, let me tell you about this clown I talked to the other day. And people want that. The conservatives want that. They're desperate for it. They want someone to go there who's just going to burn the place down. I mean that truly. Someone who can say, listen, I was meeting with these guys at the VA yesterday. What a bunch of clowns they are over there. This guy said this. This guy said this. These guys are terrible in the VA. We want someone who can break that fourth wall down and give us a behind-the-scenes inside scoop and tear it all down.
What about the Senate races? What about, I mean, to John's broader point about having to criticize your standard bearer, what about the races that are coming? It's not just a presidential race that GOP faces.
There's concern that the Republicans could lose the Senate.
I mean, aren't there concerns about that?
No, I don't see it at all. Honestly, I see turnout being huge.
We'll move on.
No, I think turnout is going to be huge for Republicans. I think it'll actually be good for the Republicans who are running on the down tickets.
Why is Ted Cruz not winning evangelicals? And,
such a good point.
Donald Trump is.
So I am one. It's fascinating. The people I've talked to, the evangelicals I know, they say, we don't want a pastor-in-chief, we don't want a commander-in-chief. We want strength. We want strength in the White House. I'll take care of my own personal faith. I don't need a pastor in the White House to do that, which I think is fair. I think that's right. Now, it's laughable how Trump says, no one reads the Bible more than me, suggesting I'm audited because I'm such a strong Christian. But no one believes it, but they laugh it off and let him get away with it because they don't care at this point.
Well, Mitt Romney, the expectation is he's coming out on Thursday and he's going to criticize Trump and maybe call out some of these things that you're saying, these inconsistencies. Will it gain traction?
No one's listening to Mitt Romney. Honestly, I mean this very truly. No one's going to listen to Mitt Romney. He's a has-been. He's old news. And he doesn't have any credibility. He lost his race. No one's listening. It's like getting sportsmanship lessons from Cam Newton. That's a very American audience. Sorry, it's like getting golf lessons from someone who's terrible at golf. Like I don't need lessons. Thank you. For our international audience, we don't need to be lectured by Mitt Romney. He lost big, and he's old news.
And also, just very quickly, the Mitt Romney thing, doesn't it just play into this whole the establishment telling the rank and file who you can have for your nominee? You can vote for this guy, but you're not going to get it.
Trump supporters are going to cling to Trump every time that Mitt Romney or anyone
else.
Oh yeah, they're going to run to him. Do you know what Mitt Romney should do tomorrow? He should endorse Donald Trump. I'm not kidding. That's the only thing that would make the supporters run from Trump. Exactly. The endorsement attacks Trump. They're going to run and cling to him even more.
Very quickly, Ben Carson, who said there's no path forward, but not taking part in the debate, but hasn't come out and definitively said it's over. I mean, your thoughts. First of all, who will his supporters go to?
Oh, that's such a good question. Probably Cruz, if I had to pick one. Ben Carson's one of the most impressive Americans to ever live. He's the first person to ever separate conjoined twins at the head. He performs brain surgeons on babies in the womb. I talked to a neurosurgeon the other day about something completely different, and I said, sir, politics aside, what do you know about Ben Carson? I'll never forget, he goes, oh, legendary and spectacular in his craft.
Which obviously goes to show that being a genius doesn't mean you're going to be
No, it does not. Unfortunately, no. The philosopher king does not exist.
Mike, thank you.
Mike, always a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.